let's go ahead and bring in our guest for the night. If you like his concise, lighthearted commentary.
This is who people want. They want Decoy voice. They don't give a fuck about me.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're like, where's Decoy?
Oh, thanks for having me on. I didn't even know. Are we live right now? I don't know.
Yeah, we're always live. I'm. Nothing is planned. Nothing's rehearsed. Free balling, Decoy.
Oh, perfect. That's pretty much how I do on my live streams. I'm not as professional and polished as all those other channels out there, but
no, there's no professional here.
Definitely not professional here.
Got people yelling at me about communism because I'm watching Hassan Piker worry about animals steal his jewelry.
What? Did you see he recently was getting all upset in his Discord channel about his like failing viewership? Like people don't want to watch him anymore, so he wants to quit. Like he's really upset about that.
Dude, I think like he's just having a bad day. He'll be back tomorrow. His simps will return.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like it's one of those. I think he was complaining about 13,000 people watching his live stream, but I mean, in my book, those are pretty good numbers, and he never has to work another day in his life. He's like rich. Like why would he care? Like
it's ego.
That is true. He has an overly inflated ego for what he does. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but it's like I have nobody that had brought me into like the live streaming world or like doing like political commentary and everything. So I don't think he understands what it is to like live stream to an audience of 3, because that's what I started off as. And it's like, yeah, I was grateful to have the 3 people in my live chat that I did because they're taking time out of their day to watch me. But it almost seems like he's out there trying to shame his audience into watching him more as if they owe him something.
Well, it's because he's born rich. That's the thing.
And I never knew that until recently. Like I did a video covering it because I knew that his uncle was how do you say his name?
Cenk Uygur.
Uygur?
Yeah, Cenk Uygur.
Cenk. Okay, but I knew his uncle was Cenk, and he kind of got him in the business. But I didn't know that they were also like multi-millionaires, or they came from money.
Oh yes, you could tell by the way he rolls and dresses. He comes from money. There's nothing man-made there.
Yeah, I mean. I imagine most Twitch streamers that have made it to his level of success, they dress like that and drive vehicles like that. So I mean, I just
got bored there.
I guess
they turn into XQC where they're damn near brain dead, and then you catch them making out with their sister on stream, and everybody's cool with it.
See, I was unaware of that. I feel like I'm missing out on precious. What do you call it? Twitch streamer drama money, where like I could cover that on my channel, which I normally don't, but I feel like I'm missing out on money because there's so much of it.
Live stream fails. It's a gold mine.
Bro, I don't even bother most of the time. It's just if you pay too much attention to it, it just burns you out mentally and spiritually. To watch these people be completely brain dead and become multimillionaires, and you're sitting and editing videos for like 12 hours a day, burning yourself out while people tell you fell off.
That is the funny thing, though, is it's like I always feel like your audiences are always more concerned about your viewership than you are. Like I think that you're established, like what are you at, like nearly 1 million subscribers, and you kind of know months you do terrible, months you do great. That's just the name of the game on YouTube. But whenever I have like a slew of videos that barely hit 100,000 views, and like, man, Decoy used to get 1 million views per video, he fell off, and it's like, well, I mean. There's nothing I can do about that. That's like a robot system determining how well I do, not if I'm good or bad. It's just how
people really have no idea how much YouTube influences whether you're seen or not. They really don't. And if you do too many controversial things in a row, oh my God.
Oh, like basically deranked at that point in time. Because like, I think like I don't know for a fact, but I do know that Instagram recently implemented that thing that if you're on there and you want to see political content, you got to go through like settings, advanced settings, account settings to re-enable you to see political content. It's no longer the default. And I almost think that because election cycle's coming around and because people like Tim Pool and a couple, I forget the other channels, but a couple people made lots of money out there, pretty much getting triple the viewership of any mainstream media outlet. They want to make certain that doesn't happen again. So what Instagram did, it's probably what's happening with YouTube.
Oh, yes, dude. They put it in place around September, I'd say, of last year. They started real early. Now, in 2020, when Trump was running, they started in around at August of that year. but they learned a lesson. I guess they felt YouTubers and all this other stuff influenced him winning. So this year, because I got nailed real hard, it was bad. I thought it was over for me again. It was just like, God damn, you make fun of Biden.
And that's the thing is like, since I'm like very new to this, like I think you were still very like successful when I was just starting to gain steam, like 30,000 subscribers. I had always used you and Tim Pool particularly to say, if Itsagundum can say it and he's still getting like Raycon advertisements, I think we're gonna be okay if I say it too. I use you guys like a pace car. I never wanted to get ahead of you and say things that were more extreme that you were saying, but I mean, you guys definitely test the waters, and I figured that you guys know something I don't, but maybe you're wearing it too.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Even Mutahar does that. Like Mutahar tests to see what I can get away with before he makes a move. He said that privately. So everybody waits till Itsagundum runs out first into the field to see if the Nazis take him out of the beach, you know?
Yeah. Because that's the thing is like, I know other YouTubers I talk to, like not too frequently, but they're like also faceless channels that will like cover political things. And I think about how it's not like it's easier for you guys to say things that are a little bit more borderline, but I don't think it'll ever come into your real life. Like me, when I lived in LA, I was getting recognized like once a week. And it was I'm not saying it's getting bad, but it was one of those things of like, yeah, I guess I never want to be like this very, very extreme guy, straight up getting like Andy No milkshaked in the face for just trying to get like a cheeseburger somewhere, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. That's why I never really showed my face, because I want to have a normal life outside of this. I'm just trying to make some jokes, make people aware that, hey, you're not crazy. Things are going off the rail. Here's some funny. And then just be able to walk away, you know?
And that's probably the smarter thing at the end of it. I mean, I think that I just had a channel originally that just kind of covered more like drama stuff. So I never thought it was going to be interfering with my like real life, which it hasn't.
We
like,
all never think it's going to interfere, dude.
Yeah.
You don't start this thinking like, oh, I'm going to hit 1 million. My goal was 5K in a year. That was as far as I planned.
I mean, those are modest things. No, I think I always had like a goal of making it like really, really big, because I always thought of like somebody like I keep on using him as an example. That's all I can think of right now is like Tim Pool making like basically a giant media empire just behind his face. And I'm like, well, if he can do it, I'm not saying that he's not very talented and educated, but I'm like, if he can do it, why not me? You know, like, so that's kind of like a thing where I always set out to be very successful, and I feel like it's starting to happen. I'm not there yet, but it's starting to happen.
Well, here's 2 things you did right. One, you're your face. People can relate more to a face than this goofy little avatar or pictures. So that way they can kind of imprint on you a bit more. My personal opinion. And 2, you cover all the funny stuff that's going on. Like you'll bang out a Johnny Somali video in a day, whereas I study this motherfucker like the Quran and put out a video like 3 weeks later with a fraction of the views. You're going about it smarter.
Yeah, I mean, I try to make it a little bit of a mixture, because, you know, like with the YouTube algorithm, they just pretty much want you down one pipeline and never deviate from that. But the way I see it is when I'm covering all these pretty harsh, like political things, it's basically me doom scrolling. And I understand. I hate people complaining about mental health, because this is legitimately the easiest job I've ever had in my life. But the idea that, you know, it is a little bit taxing to be just chronically online, just looking at Twitter and all the terrible things that are happening in the world. And I don't want my audience to experience that as well. So I'm like, let me just put in not necessarily funny stuff, but just more cultural stuff. Like right now I'm working on that video about what's happening in New York City with all those women just getting randomly cracked in the face, doing nothing. And it's like, that's doom scrolling. That's that's harsh reality that's going on right now. Might as well break it up with some people acting immature and finding out overseas.
I got to say, the biggest mistake I made was not jumping on Johnny Somali the second, because I have friends in Asia, Taiwan, China, Japan, all over. And they send me stuff on Johnny Somali. I was on to him getting his ass beat a week before it hit public. And I was like, I'll get to it after I finish this sweet baby video that's been taking me a week. And now it's just all over the place. And I'm like, you stupid bastard. The algorithm rewards who's first. Remember that.
Well, the one thing that I realized, though, is in the beginning, you're sub 50,000 subscribers. you pretty much have to be first. Like I'm trying to help out a girl that's trying to transition from TikTok to YouTube. And it's like the algorithms are way different, but YouTube pays better. So I'm trying to help her navigate that. And the idea is in the beginning, you have to be first. But once you've been around for a while, like you're established, I would say I'm a bit established right now too. People will traditionally wait to hear from us. They was like, okay, yeah, I that thing happened, but what does Itsagundum say? Like the guy donut operator, he used to have to be first on every single police shooting, and now he can be a month late, and people will still give him 5 million views on a video. So,
well, I say I have a double-edged sword for me. One, I constantly get nuked by the system. So a lot of people don't know I do a lot of things. There's a lot of people who don't even know I have a live stream, and I've been doing it for like 2 months. It's kind of wild. I get messages of people like, it's sad you quit YouTube, bro. I'm like, quit YouTube? I just uploaded today, dude. He's like, what?
I knew people in real life that like my old employees at my old job would be like diehard decoy voice watchers. And then they'd be like, yeah, hey, I watch your video. Like I'm subscribed, have notifications on. Whenever you go live, I watch it. I haven't been seeing you even in their browse feed. Like they've been scrolling. They don't see me. They actually have to go to my page to find my new content. And I'm like, that's nuts. If I swear, if I was doing everything that the mainstream, if I was just a parrot of the mainstream media, praising all the woke nonsense, I'd be front page everywhere. Oh my God.
You'd be at 1 million by now.
Yeah. He's the person of color that is saying everything we want. Of course we want his diverse voice on the first or front page status, but I'm not that. And I mean, I'd rather have this problem of just like, struggling with the algorithm than having the problem of like basically selling your soul for a couple bucks.
I'm in New York. I'm starting to think of selling my soul, to be real with you. I got to get out. Send help.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for that video. I uploaded it right now of the stuff that's happening in New York. Like, are you aware of of all the people getting punched in the face?
Yes, I'm aware of everything. Dude, I'm aware of migrants stealing Apple products. I was the first guy saying it online. They steal Apple products and they sell them all over the city.
It's just on the sidewalk everywhere. Because like in LA, you would just be walking around like a residential neighborhood, not even necessarily a bad residential neighborhood, and you would just see basically a Home Depot on the sidewalk, like all the DeWalt things, like expensive appliances, just sitting there, and it's like, how do we get to this point? Like this is literally like I'm walking through Mexico right now,
dude. We've got to this point due to bad policy and liberal views. And as a guy who used to be liberal, I can't follow this anymore. It's ridiculous. It's out of line. It's out of control. We're losing the country in the sense of it's getting like third world. Like literally, we have scooter thieves in New York now. That's shit I used to watch on Twitter. Like, oh damn, Brazil's doing bad. Now it's New York.
This is the story that I had up earlier about the illegal migrants getting debit cards without any kind of identification. They're getting a $53 million pilot program where they hand out debit cards to 640 families, $350 a week. They wouldn't give them a whole month up front because people would spend it all at once. So they divvy it out week by week. So what was it, $1,400 a month?
I really don't. $1 million. I hate seeing this. You have no idea. And with the way they tax me.
Because we know it's not working with even like EBT services. Like it's never we've given them EBT, and as a whole, we've gotten rid of the poor class. Like we got rid of poverty by giving them something. It's always caused more suffering, incentivized more people to go down that path, and somehow we think, you know what?
It'll be different this time.
It's going to be different this time. It didn't work last time, but maybe one more time, just another $1 trillion. Why wouldn't that save America?
Exactly. The Democrats taking over New York. It's just been so bad. I don't even know how Hochul won. I remember she went to a Rangers game. The whole stadium booed this bitch. And I'm like, yeah, New York. Yeah. Then she gets in. I'm like, what?
No.
Oh.
And that's the thing that they always seem to try to blame. Now it's MAGA Republicans, like California, deep blue, like everything that's been just unilaterally controlled by Democrats for the last few decades. And somehow they're like, it's those pesky MAGA Republicans. And you're like, what?
It's the Trump supporters.
And you'd think that people would be smart enough to know, hey, maybe this isn't right. Because like I said, I lived in a part of LA that wasn't the worst. Like I lived in a bad part of LA before, but I lived in a better part when I left. And I remember having a boss at my old job straight up saying things like Larry Elder, that the black conservative radio host who was running for governor during the recall election against Governor Gavin Newsom. They were calling him like the black face of white supremacy. And then I had a manager that wasn't political, but she was like, oh my God, like that guy, Larry Elder, I heard he's worse than Trump. And I'm like, you know nothing about Larry Elder, and you're saying what you're just parroting what you heard on TV. And then I remember very, very specifically, not too long after she had said so many bad things about Larry Elder, she came to me and said, oh my God, Decoy, like I feel afraid to walk my dog at night. And she lived in one of like the nicer parts of the city. And I'm like, wait, so you mean to tell me that you are well aware of how dangerous it is for you to be just a lone woman with a dog walking around the city, but you keep on doubling down with these terrible liberal policies, voting for Democrats as if they're your saviors, knowing they progressively make your life worse every single year, year after year, and they just can't escape it.
It doesn't make sense.
They know Kim Kardashian and LeBron James told them this is the right side to be on. So they're like, oh my God, like I need to be in the in crowd. So why would I dare speak out against them?
Taylor Swift is endorsing Biden. I can't turn on the Swifties.
Yeah.
It's mind-numbing insanity, dude. Even here in New York, like the migrants think that the money they're getting from New York is coming from Joe Biden.
Yes.
And they think he's fighting for them. It's the wildest thing. They have no idea that like New Yorkers are being taxed to shit for this.
Well, the crazy thing is when I lived in when I lived in the hood, I remember Barack Obama was just won the presidency and everybody's banging pots and pans and shouting Obama on Obama. And I remember hearing in an elevator, they legitimately thought Barack Obama was going to free every single black person from prison. And this wasn't just like, good talk, we're just saying that. No, they legit say, oh yeah, it's great. He's finally going to start freeing us from jails. We're going to start being CEOs now. And it's like, wait, do you even understand what the president does? Like the functionality of the president? Like, they don't know that. They just thought they told us this thing. My president is black. My Lambo is blue. So I'm going to go vote for him in the voting booth. Very bizarre. That's how it came out. But I mean, the Democrats have really cornered their audience of low information voters, and successfully so.
What is this? Is this New York again?
Oakland. This is Oakland.
Okay, thank God it's not New York.
They were having a takeover.
Oh, Oakland. Oh God, Oakland.
Oh, Oakland's like. Do you guys know about In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah,
In-N-Out Burger is like the most successful burger joint in the West Coast. Probably.
I was a Jack in the Box guy personally.
Okay, I mean, In-N-Out Burger never killed anybody with their meat, but they have one of the most successful burger chains ever, and they had to close their Oakland location because there was something like 152 break-ins.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's not the ultimate sign of your demise, that your policies are failing, I don't know what is.
That and like the black community also complaining while it was being closed down, like, we have to drive an hour out to get it now. Like, well, what do you want them to do? They can't risk their employees getting hurt because a couple motherfuckers in your area like to rob shit.
And the sad part is like I would see during, I believe it was it Chicago or Minneapolis? I forgot which riot I was watching, but there was damn near
Chicago.
They were inside the Walmart, and there was like a black woman there saying, "What are you guys doing? Like, where are we going to shop now? You're destroying this. This is the place we shop at. This is where we work. What are you doing?" And then there was someone shouting at her like back saying, "Oh no, we're about to run it. We're about to build our own facility. We're going to do it. Like the price is lower. The money's going to go back to the community." And it's like
the community fucking talk. I'm so sick of that one.
And it's just the sheer just ignorance to how things work. Like, you're really going to give lower prices than the most successful retailer of all of American history? You're going to have a better logistics chain than them? I somehow doubt that, but they didn't think past step one, burn down Walmart. And it's sad because not the entire community didn't think that way. It was probably just the small percentage of that community that thought, I'm angry at stuff. I don't know how to manage my emotions. Let's burn down Walmart and steal a television. They're for the entire community. But the sad fact is you have a political system above them that says, you know what? We can't punish the bad actors without being racist towards the entire community. So let's just let them do whatever they want. And it's sad, but that's how you lose society. And that's
equity is the thing that's killing our country. Yes.
Yeah.
Constantly making excuses for the people causing the most issues is dragging the rest of us down.
And it's sad because I don't see that in any other community whatsoever. Like
you're Asian. You're used to a normal community.
Well, I just think about like I couldn't fathom the idea of, remember the guy, I'm not going to say his name, but the Virginia Tech idiot that did that to the school.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine being a Korean and being like, wait, guys, wait. Koreans have a hard time in school. Koreans have like just trying to figure out all the reasons maybe why he would do it. It's like, no, that guy's an asshole. He shouldn't have done it. What a terrible person. We should condemn him. But somehow we've gotten to a part in society where it's like, oh, let's protect the criminals.
Yeah, especially in New York, man. Like, dude, sometimes these New York judges, they let out actual murderers or people who are wanted for murder, and then they literally blow someone away on camera in a smoke shop.
Oh, that was the
same day.
Man that got paroled, and the next day he ended up killing like an 11-year-old boy.
No, that's a different one. There's more than one instance, bro. This happens a lot. Fucking A. I got to get out of here.
And that was the thing, is what came down for me is I was always like on my channel saying, I got to leave LA. I got to leave LA. They essentially built lower than a homeless shelter. It was, I forgot what the section was, but
I call them shanty towns.
Huh?
I call them shanty towns.
Pretty much. It was a state-of-the-art, brand new apartment complex, but it wasn't for residents. It was for just people that were considered ultra low income. Like, do you know what, remember when Dave Chappelle got knifed up during that show?
Yeah.
And the guy that had been knifed up by that same dude earlier said, hey, I recognize that guy. I was living in one of those shared living facilities and he was there and he stabbed me too. Like, that's how I recognize him. They were building that same facility next door to me. And, you know, I had like a gated parking spot, but it's like my girlfriend would park on the street. And it was almost like, wait, overnight, it became worse than any part of downtown LA. People hanging out there, following you home, begging for stuff. There was little human poo.
Oh yeah,
everywhere, and it happened overnight. And I was like, you know what? We have to move. I have to leave. It's not safe for her to be out there. Not safe for me to be out there, let alone her. So yeah, that kind of got me to finally leave the area. I've been talking trash like I was going to leave for a while, but it finally did it.
It's time.
You'll hit a point where you can't make excuses anymore. It's going to get you harmed, you know?
Yeah. Didn't they raise the grand theft value when you're shoplifting from like, I don't know, like $250 to $1,200
to $950?
It's been $1,000 for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, though, is you had like, I kind of knew I was like an expert in that, because I would tell people like the three things that destroyed the city or destroyed the state were Prop 47, Prop 57, and Prop 64. Now, some people argue with me on Prop 64, but 47 was the one that moved all the lower property crimes 250 to 950. So it's like you could be stealing a whole lot of crap from Walgreens or a whole lot of crap from CVS, and it's still a misdemeanor.
And walk, yeah.
As you know, when you go to court, they always say, okay, if you're charged with a misdemeanor, let's not bog down the court system. We'll let you plea for the infraction. If it's a felony, you can plead for the misdemeanor. And that's what they constantly do in the California justice system. So once you make literally everything petty theft, everything becomes an infraction. So law enforcement no longer goes after it. Prop 57 happened the year after, which was, let's make everything that is everything that's a violent, or let's let everybody out that's guilty of a non-violent offense from jail. But it did very bizarre things to say, hey, you trafficking kids is a non-violent offense. You detonating a device at a hospital is a non-violent offense. Like, all these very bizarre things became non-violent. So it's just, you just bring everything down.
It turned into Mad Links. What the fuck?
And then Prop 64 was the one that just, it legalized marijuana, but it also made it so, I remember if I was ever like working security and I caught a guy like trespassing or something, and he had a small amount of coke on him, he was going down for serious time, because that's like, a schedule something substance. But now that you have Prop 64 out there, a small amount that's not enough to say they were distributing becomes nothing. PD finds it on them, they cut them loose. So they effectively, the entire state becomes deep blue San Francisco, where people can just open use no matter what. And it's like, yeah, 64 was about marijuana, but it actually impacted everything. So now you have an entire city that isn't afraid to steal, isn't afraid to attack you, and isn't afraid to be batshit insane on whatever substances they want in broad daylight.
Yeah.
And it just took 3 propositions to effectively destroy the entire state.
Holland, I was talking to Ziltex about this, and he said to me, like, dude, over here, we have a $50 limit. So if you steal something over $50, you're going to jail. And that's why his country's beautiful, and ours is just slowly eroding. It's this sort of thing where the Democrats feel they want to help lower income people, and they always disguise it under systematic racism and law. But frankly, as a minority myself, the second I stopped dressing and acting shady, my troubles with the police somehow magically vanished.
And the thing that pissed me, I remember I worked at this like big retailer store, and I remember this one guy, a black dude, comes in. He's wearing like a deep burgundy polo, a Phillies hat that's deep burgundy, and he's dressed like a very specific set of blood gangster. And he's just walking around, baggy jeans, everything. And then when somebody asks him, like, "Oh, do you need any help with anything?" He goes, "Oh, thank you for talking to me like a human being. Nobody else wants to give me service. They're treating me like a gangbanger." And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, you're dressed specifically like the local gang that is around this area. Why are you offended that you were dressed specific like you? That didn't just happen by chance. That you love the Phillies, this alternate hat that's deep burgundy. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's like always with the victimhood. I can't believe you're treating me this way. This is your fault for noticing things."
I do have to say, back in the days when I lived in the hood of LA, the wrong color did get you shot. So I will give the benefit of the doubt there, but I totally hear you. On top of that, wearing the like gang colors and not knowing the signs or blood out, blood in also resulted into altercations. So him being like that is also sketchy.
But he knew though, like the Phillies were the local gang, like that was the uniform. He was doing it on purpose, but he somehow wanted to flip it on the person working there, like, "Oh, your team is racist."
That Korean is racist as fuck.
Yeah, they knew who the local Pyrus were, so you guys are racist. And I was looking at him, I'm like, "Yeah, you may have that old man fooled, but I was like, get the fuck out of here! Like, I know what you are. Like, this is ridiculous."
I gotta ask you, did you buy a bulletproof vest?
No.
I did.
Oh, Jesus.
I buy a vest just in case I go to the mall, because around here, sometimes people settle feuds by shooting each other at the mall. And I'm just trying to buy some jeans from Buckle, baby.
That's the thing, is I remember I went to I forget, there was a Walmart. I think it was off Slauson, but it was below the 10. And I just looked it up on Google Maps. I'm like, "Oh, there's a Walmart. I'll be able to pick up some stuff." And I remember distinctly knowing that I didn't belong there as soon as I got out of my vehicle. I was like, "Oh crap, this is the bad." And I didn't even know.
Did you get back in the car and leave? That's what I do.
I didn't want to be a bitch, so I was like, "Nah, let me just go in there and do it." But then when I walked into Walmart, people were kind of staring at me like I was like this zoo animal, because it's like, "Whoa, what is this? This not like..."
They're like, "Are they filming Shang-Chi in here? What's up?"
Because it was like I was an out of town Korean. Like, there's Koreans that live in that part of LA and they see them, but obviously I did not belong there. So I was like, "Okay, let me get my thing and then go." I got in my car and I was like, "Yeah, never again."
Now, I notice I'm in a bad area. I leave. Fuck that. You could be a bitch and keep your life. Also, somebody in the chat said Gundam does a shop at Buckle. Bro, I buy Buckle jeans all the time. They're stylish. They fit perfectly. They have the best line of cowboy boot jeans on the market. And I really need to set off my cowboy boots with the right jeans. Sorry to interrupt.
I feel like you're about to say today's live stream is brought to you by...
I fucking wish. The camera turn on, you be getting ass shots right now.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
I've never been able to get them to do this, but it's like, you do brand deals, I do brand deals. I so want my brand deal promo code to be sellout. Like, use my program code sellout, because they know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. Maybe you support the channel. It would be funny, but I don't. The brands.
No, the brands don't let you have any fun.
Yeah, they let you have no fun. All their revisions.
Frankly, I gotta do what I gotta do at this point, because the trouble I get in with YouTube, brands pay me more than YouTube pays.
Yeah, I feel like you at some point in time, like I remember hearing there was like this vlogger girl that I watched. She like reviewed cars and stuff. She talked about like, "Oh yeah, in the beginning it's YouTube ad revenue, and then at the end brand deals pay you substantially more." So it's like, I feel bad wasting my audience's time, but I think for the most part the fans, like the diehard fans of your channel, they understand. They're like, "Okay, look, you're trying to not live in the hood. You're trying to do content. Might as well just indulge them."
You got to do what you got to do, man. When I watched Toonami, I didn't get mad at the commercial for Charmin. When I'm waiting for Goku to take out Frieza, like, fuck Charmin.
No, I did. I 100% did. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, I don't care about the Mattel toys. Get back to Goku getting sawed in half by Kienzan. Let's do it."
The good old days.
There's a balance. There's always a balance to it, but the brands doing brand deals, sometimes they can get pretty tedious.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I mean,
don't do anything extra for them, because then they'll expect it every time after that.
yeah, I do try to say no to the things I wouldn't use myself.
I do that all the time.
Because I know that there's certain brand deals, like they're not paying me right now, but that the Factor brand deal I did, I actually liked. I liked the product.
Yeah, Factor seems good.
Yeah, Factor. I liked. What was the other thing I used? The Manscaped ad I did. I was like, oh crap! Like I actually will use that.
I
device.
use Manscaped as well, but they're mad at me.
Oh no! Like I have brand deals that I just won't work with me anymore, just because of the contract negotiations got weird, and I was like, you know what? This is not worth it. Like you guys are being weird. Like if it could just be transactional, cool. I'll bother my audience with it and even endorse it if I like the product. But I mean, then they get kind of weird and like controlling. It's just like you don't understand what I'm doing here.
Would you do lawyers? Would you do a lawyer spot?
Like oh
Morgan and Morgan?
I would, but it's one of those things. Like I always gauge it between the less related it is to my core audience and what I represent, the more I want to charge. Like VPNs, I'll charge more because I don't typically use a VPN myself. So it's like a thing. Like if I'm going to bug my audience, it's got to be worth it on my end. So I wouldn't take my regular rate with like a Morgan and Morgan. It would have to be a little bit higher, but it's like, do they value me that way? I don't really care. I'd rather do no ads than an ad not worth it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like, I don't care if I get in trouble for this. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say something stupid, so be ready to find me a new agency. All right, Pass?
Okay, got him online.
Good, because my agency tried to get me to do Timu. And I'm just like, no. And they're like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Bring back the lawyers. Then Timu was like,
what they wanted you to do.
I said, I want more money for this shit. You think I'm going to do it?
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we want you to buy some shit off Tamu and review it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like you guys practically, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but chat knows, right? I'm like, no, you want me to do this 6 figures now? No, you're not doing this to me. Fuck it. I will live with less money.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, you never want to like lose the integrity of your brand, like your face or your brand for just a quick payday. Like I think about all the, the
I didn't sign shit.
Oils.
There's no NDA. Sorry about that. Keep going.
Oh, the snake oils they try to get me to push. Like, oh yes, here's a random guy in my inbox saying, here's a thing that's going to increase your audience's virality. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like,
yes,
I don't believe. No. The quick little, I don't care what paycheck you give me, unless it's in the millions where I can retire off it. It's not going to be worth it.
Yeah. It's sad to even be like pitch that sort of stuff. And it's hard not to like fly off the handle. Because I know people are mad that I was doing the lawyer thing, but it's like, believe me, that was the lesser of the evils that were presented to me.
Right. There's some really bad ones. People like trying to promote indie comics off their Twitter page and they want to post. It gets crazy.
Well, I don't mind with when like I have several agencies I work with. I don't mind when they give me like wild shot in the dark. Like we don't know if you sponsor a toothpaste or whatever, but I want to see what you're open to, because at least they're still pitching me and they have me in mind for different things. I'm okay with it. It's just when we get like neck deep in negotiations, we actually had a good brand deal that I had to walk away from, because at the very end they started to say, oh, you were dangling this money in front of you, so you have to take it now. And I'm like, well, you're getting weird about it. This was not the original thing that you were going to pay me to do. They start adding something at the end and then say, okay, we'll bump up the rate a little more. And I'm like, see, now it makes me feel like you were underpaying me in the beginning. You could always pay me that higher amount, but now that you think that I'm going to walk away, now you'll give me the full. Like it's getting ridiculous.
I've had VPNs do that shit to me, dude.
Yes,
and I've walked away still. So I've been banned from a couple of them, and I use VPNs.
And that's the thing, is you'd probably be the best person to push a VPN, knowing which features you need and which features you don't. But then because they got too greedy or thought that you were a little bit too stupid to realize they were trying to pull one over on you, that everybody loses at that point in time.
Especially my bank account.
I mean, at least what do you call it? Like, I think that you have channel memberships. And I feel like that would be the future. Like I know, Disney content creators, they make so much more money than me and you with less subscribers, but because their Patreons are like $20 a month, and
oh wow,
people they just get into it. They really get into it.
They're whitelisted on their AdSense too, so like they get the top brand deal, not the top brand rates.
I kill for a whitelisting.
Well, the thing is, though, is they don't even get like the higher CPMs because they're getting like 10K views per video, but they have like 1 to 10 ratios of people that view that actually will subscribe to their Patreon. So it's like this very weird space for them to be in. But I mean, at this point in time, I think you probably have this share the same sentiment of why did we do politics? We should have done Minecraft. We should have done Disney. We should have done like anything other than something that could possibly be offensive.
Well, I can't say that I'm that much of a political guy. I'm more of a normal dude that sees some BS going on and I say something like I would say to you if we were working the same job in security. Like, you see what the hell Hochul's doing? I'm just kind of nonchalant with it. I don't focus on it because I don't want to beat people over the head with shit they know that's going on and they live through. Like, I might bring your attention to something, but try and frame it to be funny because Oscar Wilde once said, if you're going to tell the people the truth, you better make it funny or else they want to kill you.
True.
But I would have loved to have been a game streamer. I started out doing that, actually. Game streams, mod reviews. It didn't go very well. And the only reason why I switched was because of the gaming industry and gaming journalism kind of like being crap. And I got fed up and I just fell down the rabbit hole of what I'm doing now.
Well, I think that most of like the OG video game streamers had eventually transitioned to something else. Like the guys, the channel that I did like a lot for a while is, MXR Plays.
Oh, yeah, MXR, the king of clickbait porn mods.
And I remember I was like, okay, I liked the vlogs they were doing. And then he kind of transitioned to something else. I stopped watching it. So I went back to click it. And it's like, I still like the team. They seem like cool people. But I'm like, that became softcore adult content so seamlessly. And I was like scrolling through it. I was like, good God, like, this is no longer like a video gamer. This is a guy that says, hey, some people can't access the dirty websites on the computer, so here's the next best thing.
Yeah, MXR is about getting that money. I'm not even going to play. It's not like me and him are friends. I'll say it. I wish I could do that and be fine because I'd do it tomorrow myself if I could. Hell, that's it. We're starting a new channel, Pesk. It's called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Let's get it going. Set it up later.
Yeah, because that's the thing is I was helping out another channel who was struggling, and he was showing me his analytics, and I was like, look at all the common theme. Like, he's not even doing video game content, but all the videos that hit like over 100K views were like sexually suggestive, kind of like MXR Plays is. And I'm like, see, that's your audience. You don't even know it. Just lean into this. And it's like, it's sad, but it is not an easy path to money, but it is a path to wealth beyond your imagination.
Oh, God, that sounds great. You're very inspirational.
I become one of those guys that like I talk to all my friends, like everybody that like was my previous employee. I tell them like, do YouTube instead. Here's an easier path to money than doing regular back-breaking, mind-numbing work. Like this is difficult, but it's worth it, So
some people don't believe. Like I've done the same thing. I've told some of my family members, says, yeah, do some, just light work on YouTube. They don't believe about the money that you can make. And then when you tell them, sometimes they still don't believe it. But you have to tell them that this is a real job. This is a production job. This is the entertainment business.
Well, you have to catch on. 2, you have to be on it.
Right. You got to have something.
That's the thing.
You got to have something.
I tell people if this job will pay you like a surgeon, so you got to work at it as if you were trying to become a surgeon. And it's like you got to study, you got to work, you got to crank out stuff. Like it's a serious business. And it's like my parents and like my entire family never understood that I was like, oh, Decoy is starting a podcast. Isn't that cute? And it's like they didn't see it seriously until I was like seriously trying to shop for a home. Now, obviously, I got rejected by all the mortgage companies and I wasn't able to buy a home. But the idea that then they saw that I was seriously like able to quit my job that I've been at for over a decade. Like they don't believe it being realistic until they see you actually doing it,
That's actually very poignant. Like none of my ex-girlfriends believe I have anything going on. My mother treats me like I'm an idiot. It's like, oh, he's online playing games.
Same here.
But then the first one to ask for money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like my brother is is like, you know, donut operator. He kind of has a lot of the same qualities as donut operator, former cop, former SWAT, just kind of like a big burly dude. And then also like is a business owner. He has like lots of life experience. And I'm like, you're very charismatic. Here's donut operator showing you the path to make millions. And you are the guy to do it. And I'm the person to teach you how to do it. And he's like, I don't know. It seems difficult. And I'm like, you literally have the winning lotto scratcher. You just don't want to scratch it off because you're like, maybe
There's
later.
a lot of people in your life like that. I tried to get a friend of mine who's an amazing guitarist, probably one of the best guitarists I've ever seen in my life. We played music together for years, and I'm like, dude, you could do a YouTube channel teaching people music, talking about guitars and shit. There's this guy who's nowhere near as good as you, and he gets 1 million views a video. Like, just go for it. Nah, that seems gay. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm not going to twist anybody's arm. I got no time.
Well, that's the thing is I have my girlfriend's sister is kind of a celebrity in her niche of what she does. I'm not trying to dox her or anything like that, but she is like one of those, like, she's Instagram famous. And I'm like, all you got to do is do what you're doing on Instagram, but do it for the YouTube algorithm and you'll be huge. I bought her a camera. I bought her a little stand. I bought her a microphone. Like, I got her set up for it because I believe in her that much. And she's basically family. So it's like, yeah, take it. It's fine. But she's like, like it gets like blank page syndrome where she just doesn't want to start. I don't know what to record. I don't know. It's like, just do what you're doing already.
Well, here's the other thing that you might be doing and you don't realize it because you become successful at it. You think anybody can do it. And after years of trying to help people do this shit and watch them go nowhere, it's technically not for everybody. You think everybody can do it. And then they crash and burn, or you get them on and they're just like, you said, a blank slate. And I'm like, go, I'm recording. Do it now.
Well, I don't tell everybody I know it, and sad to say, it's like I'm not the most attractive person, but I only tell people that I know would make a good thumbnail. Like, I know my brother
smart move.
Conventionally handsome. I know my girlfriend's sister is pretty, and it's like, cool, like, you guys can be a thumbnail and it's instantly clickable. Like the girl that I'm working with right now, helping her along with her channel, it's because I did a video about her with her in the thumbnail, and that video popped off maybe like lots of money and got like, I think over like 600,000 views. And I'm like, see, I can't put myself in the thumbnail like that. I put you in the thumbnail and that video was a hit. You can make millions on YouTube. You just have to kind of know the inner workings of it. So she's actually well ahead on it. Like, she was doing videos that got like, 500 to 1,000 plays, and she already had a video hit for like 60,000 views. And I'm like, see, in your first month, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, YouTube is full of thirsty dudes, man. Like, Gundam model kits are slowly being taken over by cute Japanese girls. Like,
and you can't get mad at that. It's genius. I like piano covers of video game music, but there's this one channel that's killing it. She's actually very talented, but all it is her wearing the video game outfits with her cleavage out in the thumbnail. And it's like, I'm not even mad at that. You're doing the YouTube game the way that I can't.
Yeah, it's like being crippled trying to run a race.
I mean, at least we can win this race. That's not possible to win. At least we can find a way. Like, I just have to work twice as hard. Like, your videos are like 10 times as put together with funny gags and animations, and like, you do a lot to make your videos good enough. You could just show your cleavage if you were like a triple D or whatever that is. But
if I was a hot chick, man, it'd be over for a lot of these bitches in the game. That's what's real.
I mean, yes. Would you be Pokimane? Probably.
I crush Pokimane. Oh my God, today, you guys. Oh my God. I spilt my juice on my feet. And then I just start showing them off like, oh my God, it's so hot. The dog is coming over to lick him. Get out of here, Scruffy. I'd be rich. I'd be balling so hard like the mayor.
I'm a little surprised how much thought this was. You already had this planned.
Actually, no, that's just off the top of my head.
Future ex-wife.
It's off the top of my head, dude. When I'm on YouTube, I have to cut back who I am substantially to avoid being banned. Like, I specialize in off the cuff, fast, boom, 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 jokes, go, go, go.
Well, the funny part is the only reason I know about Pokimane and that guy DSP is because of you. Like, I don't really delve into that side of the internet.
This is another one. I got I said the same thing with DSP. He drugged me in the snort text, and now I'm
DSP is he's one of my favorite content creators now because he's such a hot mess. Oh. It's like he's my reality TV show. I'm now in it to see where it goes from here. Does Cat leave him and take everything and he becomes homeless? Does Cat leave him and DSP goes back to living with his parents? Does Cat leave him and then she mysteriously ends up dead? The possibilities are endless.
It's like your guilty pleasure at this point in time. You don't like him, but you can't turn. It's a car crash. You can't turn away from it. You're too invested at this point in time.
I can't help myself. There's nothing left for me.
That's me and 90 Day Fiance during the quarantines.
That's what I call Phil, my 90 Day Fiance. Richard Review Tech USA stole that joke from me.
Oh, do you ever suffer, like, as a successful YouTuber, from other channels basically recreating your videos and posting?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, dude.
I had no idea that was. I had no idea it was.
They're out there stealing right now.
That's a whole ecosystem, bro.
Yep.
I didn't know. Like, there's a channel that I'm not trying to create drama. I don't never want to be involved in YouTube drama because it gives you viewership that you'll never retain. But there's a channel that's much larger than mine that a person that I know in real life was like, "Hey, this guy gave you a shout out," and I was like, "What? I don't even know this person." I looked at his catalog. Whatever video I do about internet drama that does well, about 2 weeks later, he'll do the same video in the same order, using the same references, but essentially just cut my face out and put his face in instead, have his commentary.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I'm not going to say, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
That guy has less fucking effort than the people who jack my bitch ass.
It's crazy that, because I was like, I never want to be, like, I always wanted to be first and stuff. I couldn't imagine me sitting back and be like, oh man, I hope somebody else somebody smaller than me has a hit that I can steal and use as my own content. And then I see other people that like review Futurama or BoJack Horseman, and he was talking about how people use AI to just basically recreate his videos. And I'm like, damn, there is an ecosystem like that. And I thought, I know my content is quote unquote low effort, but not to that degree.
Well, here's the thing, because you're a normal guy, I could tell that much. And as a normal guy, you don't think in the sense of a content creator, really. Here's how I could tell. You're trying to help everybody you can get somewhere to do this. That's the first thing. Because once you're in this game long enough, you find out a lot of people in this shit for themselves. You find out a lot of people you think your friends aren't your friends, that they actually hate you, and you find out later they hate you. You find out people ripping your shit. You're like, what, bro? God damn. And the only thing you could really do is try not to be bothered by it. Because letting it get to you, that's when you start to lose it. I do get bothered when people get more views off of shit I've done, though. That hurts.
Yeah. Back when I worked at Drama Alert, that was one of the things that we had to be very cognizant about talking about any of our stories, because people could steal them. And then it would be the difference between having a 2 million view video and a 1 million view video. So we're talking like $10,000 difference. It's real money.
You don't even think about that as like I don't. Like, you were the one who told me to stop posting a lot of back when I was in the Twitch Thought Wars. Yeah. I was giving it away on Twitter. Like, I would just post the shit I find. I'd be watching hours of Twitch Thought shit for the best, funniest clips, and I'm like sharing them on Twitter. And I was feeding an entire ecosystem of thought videos in the commentary community and had no idea.
Well, I do know that I am in the wake of like what is it? The Daily Sneed is a very good content aggregator, and I'll oftentimes use content because he brings it up, and I'm like, oh, I kind of have a video angle for this. And honestly, I felt like my take to YouTube was Twitter, but on YouTube, that you don't have to click through. Like, that my content's always like, hey, here's this reference, here's the information, here's a joke I wrote, like, you know, that type of thing. So it's like, I understand that I am doing it somewhat like them, but not entirely lazy, where it's like you're not doing any of your own research, you're just watching my video and almost reacting to it, but not crediting me for it. Because if you watch my content, I have background music, and I was like, wait, the clips he's playing has background music, and it's my fucking background music. And I was like, wait, go dig deeper. And it's like, before he even credited me on anything, he was just following and just downloading things. He
probably got like called out at that point, so he then gave you a shout out.
And the thing is, I even thought about, like, in a very light watermark, putting that person's name is a bitch on a watermark on my video, just so he accidentally uploads that to his thing. But I'm like, you know what? That'll be a drama. People will talk about it. I'll say something. He'll reply. Our audiences will grow. And then, then I'm like a drama YouTuber. And I'm like, no, I don't think I need that. Like, maybe if my views are waning and I just needed a big influx of cash before Christmas or something, I'd consider it. But I'm like, nah. Nothing's really below me, but I just don't want to do it.
Some of those guys, they use that watermark way overdue, and they steal that content themselves. But
yeah,
having
that's the worst.
Your brand, like your branding on it, that's fine. Those guys that are on Twitter that like put it right over the middle of the picture of the video like 6-7 times, I can't do it.
The video that they took off Instagram or TikTok and act like they're the one that owns it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
A watermark over somebody else's watermark always drives me nuts. But I just put my watermark in the corner that you could crop it out if you wanted to. But people were telling me it took me forever to find you. Like, I couldn't go on YouTube and see and type in funny sounding Asian dude. Like I just didn't know how to find you. And it's like, okay, so if someone reposts my clip lazily, they can find me on YouTube. This is where it originated. That's all I have it for. It's almost annoying to pop it in every video, but go with what works, I guess.
Yeah, it's all promotion at the end of the day. But
I guess I should do shit like that then. Because here's how I go. Like I start going on these videos and they take me days usually. If it's a big video, I hate big videos. And
here we go,
by
Chad.
the time
this is a Gundam exclusive. How he lives in Adobe.
Oh, well, why don't you tell us about Drama Alert again?
Yeah,
you're gonna take those shots now. Anyway, as I was saying, like I don't even think about this stuff, and I get so tired and drawn out. And then Pest goes, "Bro, you need to tell people to subscribe to your channel." And I'm like, "I just finished the video. I don't care."
Well, my favorite thing is my mentality is I don't like when YouTubers you start off a video and then 60 seconds in like and subscribe, but it's like what the fuck? I haven't watched a video. It's like you asking, hey, before you get your food, make sure you tip the waiter. And it's like I don't know if I want to give you my thing. So at the end of it, I try to say, oh yeah, if I've earned your subscription, you'll watch this long. Hopefully you subscribe or whatever. But then a while back at my old job, I hired this guy straight from Nigeria, was probably one of my best employees, a good friend. Like we still hit like Vegas together and stuff. But I had him over here, like in my studio. He came to visit after I moved, and I had him record my sign off. Like, if you like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe, blah, 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 whatever. But it's him, this giant buff Nigerian dude. So it's like, whenever I forget to do it, I'm just going to cut him in there to hope that nobody notices. Like, wait, what the hell? Like,
I thought about doing that actually, but then I forgot to do it.
But I mean, it's just something to pop in there, and everybody's like, well, I guess you could probably go like on, what is it? Is it a Fiverr where you can hire people from like other countries just to read a script for you?
Yeah, then I could pull a PewDiePie and have them say deaf to all, you know what?
Oh, no.
I've got them working on a pitch deck for me right now.
Wait, what? Did you really? I thought those guys were dead.
Secret sauce.
Oh, Lord. We couldn't outsource to like an Asian. We had to get like people from India. Nothing against Indians.
We'll see in a couple of days. They're going to show up with their finished product.
Please, God, let it be good.
Yeah. Actually, we can talk about this because I was pretty interested in this. The Francis Scott Key Bridge. Everyone's been checking that out. Ducoy, what do you think about this? You think it's a cyber attack? You think it's a terrorist attack? You think it's just a fuck up?
I think that after someone left in my comment section, they said you'll see right before it hits the bridge, like the lights go off, and then you see a giant smokestack go up, and lights come on, and then it's like it's already lined up with the bridge. Like you'll see right there, the smokestack.
Right.
I was like,
oh,
I thought it was like them accelerating, like they lose power and it accelerates into the pillar, and I'm like, wow, that's cyber attack. But no, that's them panicking. As they lost power, that's the break. That's like the acceleration to go in reverse for them, and it was already too late. It's too much mass to do it. So honestly, I think it's just ineptitude. Apparently, this same cargo ship had hit the port earlier, and it's like, yeah, their team is inept. Like I think it was like 22 guys from India that are overworked, and they're still stuck on it right now. So I think that you never chalk up something to malice that could be attributed to stupidity. Whatever that.
Yeah.
That's the problem with like our world today. Everybody thinks everything's a conspiracy.
Right.
Everything. On top of that, this explains the racist Indian memes I was laughing at on Twitter. I didn't look them up. They were just in my feed. I couldn't help but laugh. I'm a victim as much as you are.
And that's the thing is like, there was something they could have done to stop this. Like they showed another bridge in my video where they had they called it like the bumpers around it, but also the dolphins around it. So there's a pillar that you would hit before you would hit the pillar. And it's like, yeah, maybe it would have still caused damage, but maybe not to bring the entire bridge down.
That's what they did to I live in Pensacola, and they had a bridge that in 2020 the barge hit it and it totally took it out. So this time around they built double the bridge, and they put these huge like inflatable barriers right around the pylons.
And don't worry, we're paying for it.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous. But no, the thing is, like, they had the fenders and the dolphins around the electrical cables around the bridge, but not the bridge. So they obviously thought about this. They just never implemented it. So it's like
probably cost cutting.
ineptitude across the board. I'm so glad the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, is very focused on racist bridges and not us not starving in the
I saw
Maryland area.
that. I didn't even watch it. I just read a caption and I was like, I'm out. I can't do this today. I just can't.
In fact, I've got it right here for y'all, so we can take.
What the fuck does I can't do this today mean?
Oh, where is it?
Just play it.
There
Just
he
do
goes.
it.
There he goes.
If an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices.
How?
I don't
Obviously.
think we have anything to lose by confronting that simple reality. And I think we have everything to gain by acknowledging it and then dealing with it, which is why the
Please stop
reconnecting
it. I
community is
can't.
that $1 billion.
Please. I only have so many brain cells. This is like when I saw math is racist. I can't
People
take this
actually
shit no
wanted
more.
this goober to be president.
Of course they did. They're retarded. It's like the people on Instagram that sit there and go, oh, if Biden got rid of student loan debt, that would fix inflation. And then I go to this girl's fucking Instagram page. Of course, she's a college graduate still paying off her shit, but she's also spending thousands of dollars to travel all over the world and feed her dog little cakes. Fuck you, bitch.
Well, the thing is, though, is like this guy legitimately, he's like college educated, is in front of a crowd of other college educated people saying, yeah, the engineers back in the 1800s thought, well, we can make this bridge 18 feet or 25 feet, but you know what? F those Puerto Rican kids from underprivileged schools trying to make it to the bridge, make it 15 feet. Like that, he legitimately thinks that happened.
How do they come up with this? Like, it doesn't seem real.
It's just recreationally offended. Like I know people like this in person where you probably do over in New York City where they have nothing better to do, nothing real to do other than just make up things that might have been an aggression towards your people. Nonsense.
You got more, dude. I can only
Here's
take so much.
This was actually the video from the bank when it went in, and the guy's commentary is actually
Oh
pretty funny.
yeah.
All right.
Yo! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
That's commentary.
Yeah.
Yo!
You'd be,
What the
Bro!
fuck?
you'd be surprised.
What the fuck?
I thought he was going to have something eloquent on the level of like Charles Dickens that would revolutionize the way I look at the world. And it's literally, what the fuck? I could have said that. I said it, in fact, when I saw it. Oh. I'm sorry, Decoy. I'm struggling here today.
It's been a rough week.
It's been a very rough week.
We've really lowered the bar as to what qualifies as content now, because I obviously have a hard time saying, oh, I found a funny video, I want to do a video on it, but I'm like, I don't really have enough to say about it, so I'll skip it. Even if it makes a good thumbnail, I want to do a video on it. But I mean, apparently all I had to say is do a reaction face for the YouTube.
Yes.
Say, what the heck? And then there's that's transformative. That's my content, guys.
Look like you're scared. Look like you're crying. Like, it's the Sniper Wolf meta.
It's the Mr. Beast, but don't do the soy face anymore. Now he's doing the smiley face, the AI imprinted smiley face.
YouTube is up my dick and around the corner like a colonoscopy about AI, and I don't use it. But Mr. Beast can AI himself into like looking like some weird mannequin human.
But that's not him? I thought that was him.
No, it's one picture that they keep manipulating. You can actually see when he started changing his thumbnails. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
No, because I like almost not religiously, but I really watch Mr. Beast as like the pace car for whatever the current YouTube meta is. Like if you look at my thumbnails over time, they pretty much just evolve slightly, but they always kind of follow what you're seeing on the YouTube homepage because it definitely favors certain things over other ones.
Yeah, you're thinking about this in a way I don't. I'm like, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
need to look
right
like
here,
I'm
this is-
gaunt.
This is when he's doing the smiley, and then he gets to a certain point where he stops doing the soy face.
All right, I'm going to do
Where's
this on my thumbnails.
Yeah, that's this one right here.
Like,
With
comment, and subscribe.
Right here. He had an article out the other day that said that if he takes an hour out of his day to go on a date with his girlfriend, he would bill that as losing $100,000.
Get this. No more. No more Mr. Beast for me. Get it out of here. Be gone with this devil worship.
And he said, I sleep in my office. Like, we all don't do that.
I know. I passed out last stream in my office, Mr. Beast.
Jesus. I'm not working hard enough. Then I do 2 videos in a day, and they're only like 4 to 5 minute videos, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to take a vacation. I'm working too hard.
I have been adopted by the Philippines. I have been asked to move there. They're like, Gundam, you could pass for a Filipino. And I'm like, thinking about it. You know, America's not looking too good. It's weird when my Asian friends are like, dude, you got to get out of America. And then they show me crap going on in New York I didn't know about. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe I am in danger.
So one thing I saw that I was considering doing is, have you heard about the nomad visa they have over in Japan right now?
No, but tell me about it.
Well, if you make, I think it's over 80K a year and you're self-employed or can be remote work, they will give you a visa to live there for like 6 months. So you can go over to Japan. Cost of living is very low, very peaceful.
Oh, it is.
And honestly, I think that it would be like a business expense for like me or you, where it'd be like, hey, I'm doing research for the channel. I'm looking at stuff over there. So yeah, go live in Japan 6 months, and it's like not on the government's dime, but they allow you to do it.
I have been thinking about possibly living in Japan simply because the houses are cheap. I've been learning Japanese.
Oh, nice.
And things are looking bad here with Bidenomics.
Yes.
Bidenomics. Yeah. Real bad.
Yeah, like that bridge crashing, that's Bidenomics.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, I think that, what is it? You can even get like a very thin Japanese home, like in a downtown area that has like walking distance from everything. And it's like very, very cheap compared to what we can afford over here, because yes, Bidenomics is wrecking the housing market for us.
People are letting me know that the Japanese hate foreigners. Yes, I know. I'm not ignorant of that. Yeah. I'm not stupid where I think we're going to go to Japan and they're going to be like, Itsagundum, hajimashite, you know? They'll probably like, oh, great, another gaijin. But I don't know how to say that in Japanese.
He's seen enough Johnny Somali to know exactly what goes down.
Yeah, Johnny Somali really did a number for anybody the wrong shade of brown. I'm this skin tone, but the black community is very upset with me. They're letting me know that I've been whitewashing myself. And I'm looking in the mirror like, what? And then my designer's like, I do my best to make sure that the character matches your skin tone. What do they want? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, it's I remember I had friends that, like black friends that went to Japan like a long time ago before Johnny Somali went over there, and they're like, yeah, like they're very racist. Like he said, I tried to get off of the train in the wrong city, and their security, like their police, just straight up body checked me back in. Like, no, you don't belong here. And it's like, oh,
doesn't surprise me.
Let me get a couple of these super chats. We've got some big
Fire
super chats that came in real quick. CF with the Canadian $125. Here's a bit of coin to help you hire Snake Plissken to get you out of NYC.
You'll need it.
If only Kurt Russell would take the job.
Thank you so much, CF. Sheep Sidian with the $50. I'm going to spoil the manga, and I'm drawing right now. It's an anagram story involving people I know. I almost wrapped up the first chapter. Your part doesn't pop up until chapter 3, but you're in. I'm doing it all solo dolo, so give me some time.
Well, at least you're paying me for the the use of my likeness. Thank you.
DGen with the 50. Thank you, Gundam, for being so real and funny. Here's some cash to get out of New York fun.
God bless you, DGen.
Everyone's going to get you out of there, boy.
It's between New York and Florida. Not New York. I'm sorry. Texas and Florida. Because at least in Texas, they'll let me shoot my assailants.
No, man, those people at the border shooting people to try to protect their land, and they're doing like jail time right now.
Oh, what? Guess I'm going to Florida.
Yeah, the cops here don't mind if you shoot as long as you're in your home.
Yeah, the police chief is like, we prefer you shoot them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, the sheriff. He's like, you'll save the taxpayer money, and I will send you to a safety class to make you a better shooter.
I'm all for it. God bless America.
Shamash with the 50, another to escape the New York fund.
God bless you, Shamash.
Damn it, I just need to tell all my subscribers I live in New York now. I don't, but maybe I'll get more super chats.
New York is catching up with California, sadly.
Sheepsidian with the $20. My friend, I got jumped by 9 Crips. We split up. My brother took off through the apartments. Buddy took off to another direction. I rolled under the Cadillac. Then we all went to school bruised up the next day.
I swear that was. I thought that story was just going to be a retelling of the Boys in the Hood scene.
I saw that coming.
Thank you, Sheepsidian.
Yeah, hood action. I could go into hood action, but we're not going to do that because I'll slow this down. Forgive me.
Tattletale Stranger with the $40. Is that my favorite Asian man with my favorite guy in a mecha helmet?
You know,
I
I actually have a giant Gundam helmet now
Oh, nice.
that I wear around the house to truly fulfill my fantasies of being this character.
Turn into the bobblehead Gundam.
What? Here we go. The happy
There
face.
you go.
Oh,
Yeah, happy face
That's
Gundam.
sick.
The money face.
It's the money
Oh
shot.
my God, you guys. You're so generous. See, if I was a chick, it'd be way better.
JRB donated $10. Thank you so much. Captain Spire also donated $10. Decoy. Alfonso Rachel has been a YouTuber for almost 10 years. Any platform he gets on, no views. And when he appears on big channels, that video gets almost no views. Can someone be that targeted?
Who's this
I don't know.
guy?
I honestly don't
Alfonso
even know.
Rachel?
I heard from Tim Pool saying there's one magical name you can't even say aloud without getting demonetized because it's like it's in reference to some like there's a court case or some legal battle or whatever. Like there were hot words like during the lockdowns you couldn't say COVID. So
That's
possibly,
true.
I don't know.
Like, you couldn't say COVID, but fucking H3H3 could have a whole video called COVID Idiots, and it was fully monetized.
So the thing that I never did. Do you watch any of like Ben Shapiro stuff?
No.
I do.
So after the attack happened over in Israel with the rave, not the day after, like there was some days between, I think it was like a weekend, he did a video, and on his thing he's literally showing you on YouTube, like on a live premiere video of I believe it's an Indian man or a Filipino man literally being beheaded with a spade, like a tiny shovel.
Oh, boy.
They're beheading him. And it's like, wait, this is YouTube, not Live Leak. Like, how is Ben Shapiro saying this? And then he's censoring, like he's beeping out the F word. And I'm like, wait, what weird realm does Ben Shapiro's channel exist in above mine and yours where he can't say the F word, but he can show us a guy being beheaded with a shovel?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's being whitelisted in the news category as having educational or informative content, but you have to actually have like a media outlet. So he would use the, what is it? The I forget, the Caller, the Daily Caller, as his media outlet. Same way the Blaze does it as well. They're whitelisted. This was a problem back in like 2018 when they, after Trump was elected, they wanted to make sure all these smaller independent news sites weren't getting the same traction as the large guys. Because to be quite real, when I worked at Drama Alert, we were number 6 in the entire world in the news category. And once they changed that, it bumped all the way down to like 20th. Pretty much killed the channel, to tell you the truth, after a few years. But that's why major outlets can do horrific terror stories and still have monetization.
Yeah. Because I realize that if I play a video from Twitter that's like, you know, something like a car crash or whatever, that'll get demonetized. But if I play Fox News's coverage of that same video because it has their labels around it, that's perfectly fine.
Yep.
Same video, but it's got the news label on it or whatever.
I try not to walk those lines because I usually get nailed for weird shit on this platform, and that's why I hate it. By the way, I did see something funny. Give me clout, please. I feel like Gundam's a foot dude. What a bro. I love those grippers, kids.
Mr. Z Wizard donated $15. Listening to you guys talk about the Francis Scott Key Bridge, y'all should have named the stream Quality Common Sense Entertainment. Y'all making way more sense than old Petey Buttigieg.
Oh, maybe we'll start a
Booty
podcast
judge.
like Tim Pool or whatever. That'll be our next project together.
It's crazy to think how much podcasts make compared to YouTube channels. Like, I am probably gonna try to dip my toe into like producing one just because of the conversions are different. But good God, like channels like Tim Pool, Timcast IRL, like they are just they're like, it's alchemy. They're making money out of nothing.
Right. He's doing a hell of a job. He's in a new, I don't know if y'all heard about this. I told this Gundam earlier. He's in a new little spat with Drea De Marteo, which was the girl from The Sopranos, the OnlyFans girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he trends on Twitter so much because he's a public figure now. It's pretty insane that you can just be a skateboard guy that worked for Vice News, and now you are the news. Like, you are a public figure. It's crazy.
I guess there's something to grift my way into. Let's go. I say Minorities for Common Sense, the podcast of tomorrow.
I know Camelot went down to his compound a few weeks ago before he went to the NASCAR thing. He said it was
Tim Cass has a
badass.
compound?
He does.
Yeah, he's got a whole compound, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
actually,
my God.
I was able to visit it because they invited me on that pop culture crisis with
Oh, really? Cool.
Brett and Mary. It was cool. Like it's like, you know, I guess I'm not the best podcast host, but I had a good time. They're nice people. Got to meet Tim for a brief second, but he literally, like, not doxing his location, but it's like a large compound. Like he has an entire thing out there, and it's impressive that, you know, one guy, his ad revenue was paying for all these salaries, this giant plot of land, all this professional equipment, because, you know, pop culture crisis, it's a good show, but it's like they don't make money. Like it's just under Tim, you know.
I just saw a comment that says my channel is turning right wing. But what makes me right wing?
That's what I want to know.
That's the question. If I sit there and say little kids should have graham crackers instead of being talked to about gender, I'm on the far right.
Oh, you're alt-right extremist.
Or if I make fun of Joe Biden getting lost on stage, come on, you can't look at that and not laugh. That shit's fucking funny.
Nope. You want to listen now.
Alt-right troll makes fun of the president.
When my grandfather didn't know where he was, guess what? I ripped into him twice as hard as Biden. And he never said I was right wing. But he didn't know my name, so he was a lot like Biden. He'd go, Tony, what are you doing? I'm like, Grandpa, my name's not Tony. Sorry.
This
Okay,
is the
let's
tweet
see.
that got him in trouble right here. Women deciding to be hookers instead of having real jobs is an arc. I didn't expect feminism to take. She was the
Where
one
have
that
you
said,
been, Tim Poll? Feminism took this arc years ago. I was fighting on the front lines of the titty wars in 2016.
Well, the thing you got to know is about Tim Pool. He's not engaged. Well, he's engagement farming, not as a troll, but he'll drop troll comments on there just to get engagement because he knows people will be pissed off, and it's good for his business. It's like, and
I need to
he's
troll.
monetized on
flipped
Twitter.
out.
Which,
She flipped out on this one. She made all kind of Instagram posts on it, talking about it. In fact, I've got a video that I'm going to play.
Tim
with
Poll did
her.
her such a favor because I had no idea who the fuck she was.
Oh yeah. Definitely put her back into the zeitgeist.
and I'm sure people subscribe to her OnlyFans just because they found out through this. So he kind of did her a favor, and if it wasn't true, it wouldn't be making her this angry.
This is a typical one of her simps talking about the cat suit she used to wear in The Sopranos.
I had so much of it.
Keep anything?
I thought that I lost a lot of it in my fire, but I actually just found my cat suit.
That bitch had a hard
Cat suit
life.
still?
I have the.
You want to make some more money on OnlyFans?
I want to sell it.
Do
It's
customs.
not-
Oh, boy.
Do customs in it.
I mean, I probably
so
could.
hard.
It's
Oh,
a
let me get my
major
pants
moose
off for
knuckle
this.
situation. I mean, it is such a Pukiak rider. It's a
It's
squat
OnlyFans.
rider.
It's OnlyFans.
It
Why does
goes.
this guy
It's
have a-
insane.
You have the authentic Adriana
Pillow
cat
cushion
suit.
over his
I do,
lap
but
right
I
now.
think
know.
it belongs
That's,
in
you have the
museum.
key to the lost city to make unlimited money.
You might have to request
I
it.
might be one of the dudes requesting it.
Get me crawling across the floor.
Get this out of here.
Yeah.
Looking like Madonna. And you want me to pay to see you naked. How dare you, madam?
She's going to lose her house, Gundam. What are you talking about?
OnlyFans saved her house in like, what, an hour?
Yeah. She was
I didn't know
never
that many
made this
people
much
want to
on The
see her naked.
Sopranos.
I really don't understand why people subscribe to that stuff and they're so successful. Like these girls making millions a month. How?
Well, that's
is
only the
this- how is this
top
a thing?
1%. Like her making millions makes sense because she was on Sopranos and that had a big following. And I guess a lot of people want to see her naked. But like you're seeing her on the decline. Like that's not a boon, you know? Like, oh, I get to see this chick I always want to see naked when she's 50 something and looking rough as Madonna. Let me get out the Jergens hand lotion. I can't wait. I don't get it.
They're making so much money. It's nuts. I just don't understand it. Maybe I'm a boomer now, but I don't get who's
Bad
paying for
Baby
it.
was making, I think when she turned 18, she made like
Oh, mi-
fucking $8 million in the first month.
Yeah.
Millions.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, God, don't tell me about that. The girl who literally got a career off of saying, catch me outside.
Catch
like,
me outside.
Jesus, save us all. Oh, whatever
we got
happened
a-
to
we got
stealing
a-
your porn?
We got another $100 donation from Mah Links.
All right. America first.
Right-winger donation incoming. Welcome to the alt-right.
It didn't take much to get there. I went from
know.
drag shows to ending up right wing in the span of what, 5 years?
I remember the first time I got shown as alt-right is one of Hassan's friends. I don't know who he is, but he's also a big YouTuber apparently. And someone said, "Hey, he did a video on you." And there's a
I know
video.
who it is.
Yeah, and there's I'm in the thumbnail, but I'm in the thumbnail next to like Brett Cooper and like I was like Candace Owens. Like it was other like million subscriber YouTube channels, and then me, and I'm like, I'm the only guy that doesn't belong up there. But I'm glad I'm on the what's that, the Mount Rushmore of conservative YouTubers now. Like it was very bizarre, but it's good to know, I guess.
What if
Yeah,
it was
you-
Destiny? Was
You
Destiny?
wanted to? No, it wasn't
No.
Destiny. It's a
The
friend of
Asmongold?
Hassan Piker. No, a friend, bro. It's one of those like little kids that have curly hair and they look like they've never done a pull up in their fucking life. Like a dude that literally, if you wanted to, you could body him. Those type of dudes. The far liberal, very effeminate, and this is coming from a man who's worn a lot of makeup. I'm a makeup artist on the side, not anymore. But it's coming from me that you look very effeminate. It's true. Yeah, he did one on me too. Like, I don't even know what the beef is. All of a sudden, Decoy voice is fucking far right. He's Asian. Oh my God. Decoy didn't want to stay in a neighborhood where he could be stabbed by a fentanyl needle. What a fucking bigot. Oh my God. He wanted to protect his girlfriend from a possible robbery. How can this continue?
Acceptable.
Ban him from YouTube.
Yeah.
These are the people we're dealing with.
Well, it's that Rick and Morty thing. It's like your booze mean nothing. I've seen what makes a cheer, and if you almost made if you were like my subscriber on YouTube, I'd almost be worried.
Yeah.
We just got another $100 donation. Damn.
I'm
Y'all
going to
are-
be rich.
Be gross with the $100 donation. Screw it. I want to be on the red notice. I like to stream better with a more sober Gundam. Also, I'm
What?
happy you didn't OD and bubble 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Thanks to Stu for the hard work. Yeah. Quality content beats FNT, hands down. P.S. Can you get on open bar with Drinker again?
He wanted me on like 2 weeks ago, but I think I fell asleep on one of them. And then the other one I was editing.
What is that? Casual drinker?
Yeah, the drunken
Yeah, the
drinker.
critical
I can't
drinker.
remember. There we go.
No,
His-
critical drinker. Yeah, no, I love that guy's channel. I did a video that kind of covered something he covered, and I even put in the comments, I was like, I wonder if he's gonna watch this. He never replied. I was very sad.
I'll talk to him for you.
Yeah. You do well. Have you ever been on FNT, the Friday Night Tights Nerdrotics channel?
I have. This is probably the second channel I've guested on the internet, and probably the largest channel I've guested on.
You're going to blow up after this for live streams, my good man. They're just going to drag you everywhere. Before you know it, you'll be as tired as me.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm probably the most quiet person in real life, so I feel like especially with the live streams with multiple people, I feel like I just kind of seep in the background. I don't really do too well on them.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to shine through a lot of people, to be real.
Well,
a lot of over talking.
And that's the thing is, the guy Brian from the Whatever podcast, especially when I was pretty local to Santa Barbara, he was inviting me on there, and I was like, oh, that's kind of not a dream come true, but it's like, oh, it's cool that I'm getting recognized to go on this very large, several million subscriber podcast. But I'm like, I kind of feel like I'm gonna fall in the background. I'm gonna get in the background of some e-thought and some conservative chick arguing, and I'm just gonna be sitting there in the background quietly, oh, I don't know what to say. This is weird.
I like
Thank
the
God I'm
Whatever
not a face.
podcast. A lot of people are fighting for their chance to shine. But everybody, needs their moment on there. But there's a lot of girls sometimes that just, you could tell they're acting a little bit more, and I don't really like that. I like more the real.
Well, you're
real
not getting
stuff.
real no more. Social media is deteriorating into being as fake as Hollywood. Like Twitch has an award show now. I'm sure YouTube's going to have an award show, or it already does.
Oh, they have their events. They're very fake. But I just worry I don't know this girl, but it's I've messaged her on Twitter where she just happened chance guested on the Whatever podcast, and she's in the background. I forget who he is. It's this black guy with a beard, and then there's Adam22 from the Don't Jumper podcast. They're arguing, and Adam storms off, but then she's just kind of sitting there quietly in the background. I'm like, I don't want to be in the shot of some viral moment of somebody yelling at somebody else, and then that's oh, that's what I know you from. You're the guy that was in the back of when that.
Oh, the second the camera pans to you, you just start screaming, "Stab that motherfucker!" Something wild.
Make
No,
that
Fluffy,
viral
I'm not
clip
actually
moment.
stabbing somebody. No, Fluffy, I'm not doing it.
It's like
Sorry.
that time that what was it? Fousey was with Adam 22 and he was going crazy, and he was out of his mind yelling at him, and then Adam made a shirt of it where he was just him sitting there looking straight forward, where Fousey was just yelling his fucking face off. Where's
And that's sad
Fousey?
because
That's what I want to know. Where's Fousey?
isn't he?
I
in,
love
like,
Fousey.
he's in like medical care right now, right? Like he had a meltdown.
No, he got out.
Oh, he
He
got
got out,
Oh,
but I haven't seen him. Like, he hadn't done any streams, and I've been looking, to see. I thought he'd come out and do like a big kick stream with like Aiden Ross or something like that, but he's been real quiet.
I gotta say, I prefer crazy Fousey. I'm just that toxic.
Off the meds, Fousey.
Yeah, that's the best Fousey. That's raw, untapped Fousey. That's the way God intended him to be.
See, and it's like if he never went off as rocker and became crazy Fousey, you wouldn't have the taste for that. You'd probably like him just being normal. And it's like I don't ever want to get to the point where like the No Jumper podcast. Remember when he had Abba Atlas from Abba and Preach on there?
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. I gained something from that as like a online personality. Like I listen to them, I'm like, wow, that's so much insight there. But now all you think about with the No Jumper podcast is like people spitting on each other and getting in fist fights and people walking off the show. Like
Yeah,
it's become
people
like a
running
Jerry
in with
Springer.
knives and stuff like that. That one time you ran in with that fake gun. I've been down to his shop before. It's like
Oh, cool.
that was one of the first times I went to LA was during VidCon. They were nice. I just couldn't believe they filmed it all in that little store.
I have no idea what happened or what's going on, or who's involved.
Oh, shame. It's a BMX podcast that turned into a rapper podcast that now is just a drama factory, which
Well,
they're
it
still
makes sense.
successful, but it's different now.
If you go down the rapper pipeline, you're gonna go into drama. That's just all there is to it, as far as I think.
They all got to act hard and they got like their identity to protect and stuff. So
Mhm.
it is what it is.
And then everyone gets, you get a little profile built up, and then they go on their own. And a lot of the times people don't really transfer their own career outside of what they were known for the first time.
And that's why I try to keep the crazy moniker up. So that way, if I do something real crazy, people be like, well, he's just being himself. I mean, he's always said from the beginning that he's a piece of shit. So, I knew this day would come. And everybody be cool with it.
Yeah, I never try to like claim I'm more intelligent than I am. I'm just kind of this random dude online, just like how you said, where the same things I'm saying on my channel is what I was saying in my office with my coworkers, just being a regular guy. I have no expertise in anything other than just experiencing shit.
Yes. Like I am experiencing a very bad time in New York under Democrats. That has fuck all to do with being alt-right. It has a lot to do with my economy, my city going down the drain, crime going up, and feeling like, oh, they could stop me from having tinted windows, but let's not stop the guy stealing from the store. That's where the real focus needs to be. The asshole with a pimped out ride.
Well, that's the video that I want to do, is where there's that guy. I forgot what city it is. I have it on my desktop, but he is he's 100 and something year old man. He's in a wheelchair, and they keep on graffitiing up his wall. He's too old to paint it, so they're going to throw him in jail because he has so many fines.
Oh my God.
But they're not going to stop the guys graffitiing his wall. Just the tax-paying American that is too old to fix it.
You got to be fucking with me, dude. Is that California?
Let me see right now.
As long as it is in New York, I can't take anymore. I need some good New York news. Is Billy Joel doing a concert?
Oakland. It's Oakland, California. Hey, you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds about right.
Whenever I hear something real wild, my first go-to is California. If it's slightly less wild, Chicago. If it's retarded, hit me. Give it to me.
When we were kids, we saw something wild like this. You're like, yo, Venezuela, Brazil.
Yes.
But now you think California.
Right.
California is not Venezuela.
Here's that story actually right here.
And there it is, yeah.
102
Oakland man.
Of a 102-year-old man targeted by vandals.
But then the city of Oakland cited the man who uses a wheelchair because of the graffiti. KTVU's Tom Vakar joins us now after spending some time with the man and his family. Tom?
You know, like enforcing any printed
Lord
law,
have mercy.
it takes judgment and discernment in knowing how and when.
I got my mom that same wheelchair.
Wheelchair-bound, Oakland-born, 102 years old Victor
Kinda sad they're
Silva
parading
Sr.
around for this video.
often finds graffiti painted onto his back fence of his Oakland home where he's lived and paid taxes for 80 years.
He's
Earlier
in
this
the
month,
wheelchair
he got a
paint.
violation citation from the city of Oakland to remove it by Tuesday the
What
19th
kind of asshole
or
would
face
do
an
that to
$1,100 fine
You know
plus
what type of
an
asshole.
additional $1,277
You can't
for
say
each failed
anything.
re-inspection.
It was so absurd. It's like a joke. If you drive around the city and see the graffiti everywhere, it's just, I don't know what to say.
I thought somebody's crazy.
In his younger years, before the wheelchair, he
He's the
often
kind that would
painted
shoot
over the
somebody if he
graffiti
could.
himself.
Had a
Oh,
roller
yeah.
and paintbrush and painted it.
You talking about like Gran
It was
Torino?
very easy. Because I was a contractor, you know.
Get off
I'll be
my lawn.
103 in 2 months or so. That slowed up a little bit, you know.
Christ
These days,
almighty.
that task falls to his 70-year-old son, Victor Jr.
It's hard to keep up with it because as soon as we get it painted, it's good to be graffiti on it again. And it won't last.
But like you said, there's graffiti right there. Who's fixing that?
Now, this utility box has 6 different kinds of graffiti on it. I wonder if the utility got a citation. The family owns a nearby small commercial building which has been broken into 3 times in the last year. On one occasion, Victor Jr. found a person inside. In each case, he called 911.
And I'm put on hold every time. So it's hard to understand where our tax dollars are going. They can't answer 911, but they can come out and hassle you about a fence.
I had to ask, how does one live to 102 or 103?
Very easy. Just keep breathing and, you know, behave yourself.
I would hate to think that there's other 100-year-old people that are being harassed like this. Oakland has to change. It's just the system's not working.
The city inspector called me back and said he will do an immediate inspection and presumably cancel the citation. Tom Baker.
Only because the news got on it. That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly
If the news
why.
didn't say shit to them, they wouldn't cancel shit. Fuck
He's
you,
in
Oakland.
jail right now. How dare he?
Mm-hmm.
We need this house for migrants.
How do you live to 102? Well, before then, the blacks weren't in the neighborhood. It was very nice. That's what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
And that's what we all knew he was thinking. Let's be real. I'm not going to pretend anymore.
Oh my god.
Decoy's like, I'm not doing a podcast with this guy.
Yeah, it's like this is over with. Dunzo.
Don't worry, Decoy.
Unacceptable.
I'm 1/3 black. I could do this.
Jesus Christ.
How about this? Banned.
Ban. Gone. Forever. Yes, I know.
Jesus.
Dude, I grew up in California, all right? I was in East LA, bro. I know what it's about. I used to cross chalk lines to go to the Asian market to get my food. I walk through crime scenes regularly to get my lunch. I know what's up. And the sad thing is, California was better back then. That's what's wild.
It's just different now. I feel like when I was growing up in California, there was a lot of like gangbanging, like set tripping.
Yes,
You
it
don't
was.
see that as much anymore. It's just general violence from insane drug-addled homeless people.
Yeah, even my uncle, he sold all his property in California, got the hell out. Like, it's just bad. But don't worry, Gavin Newsom for president. That'll make everything better.
Yeah.
I think he's running. I really do.
If he gets it, bro, I think I might actually have to look into leaving the actual country. Fuck.
Go on your Johnny Somali arc.
It won't be a Johnny Somali arc. I'll go in there like, let's see if I see something I want. What am I supposed to say? Sumimasen. Igirisu nan desu ka? And then they're like, oh, great. A goddamn American learning Japanese. You know? Sumimasen. American desu. And they're like, I know you're an American. Here's your soy sauce.
McDonald's is that way.
More nutritious, Gaijin.
I was going to bring this up earlier when we were talking about Diddy because no one's really talking about this part of the story.
What's
But did
Diddy
you know
doing?
He has a
diddler?
25-year-old white boy that he uses as his drug mule whenever he goes on vacation.
Oh man, this is like I saw a show on like Discovery Channel, Discovery Plus, where like this black cop goes to jail and pretends to be a criminal, and his drug mule was a white guy.
Yeah, prison pocket. This kid right here was like a basketball player in college, And then during the pandemic, for some reason, in 2020, decided to do music. 3 years later, he's holding Diddy's coke and weed in a private jet. He was arrested the day that they raided both his compounds. That picture of him, that video of him walking around, pacing around, that was probably right after his homeboy got arrested.
They're like, Diddy, they got Corey. He's like, oh, damn. Knew I should have got a Venezuelan.
Why'd they have to list him at 6 foot? Like, we really need to know.
Well, just in case women find him attractive, they want to know he's 6 feet tall.
Okay, that clarifies it. That's why he got on the inside of Diddy's crew.
Yeah. Well, he's looking pretty happy there. Made some good money.
Yeah.
Probably 6 figures. You got a condom up your ass with some coke and it didn't rupture. You're ahead of the game, bro.
Right.
You're doing better than me, dog. I can't even fault you. You got to get the bag, queen.
The basketball career didn't work out for him.
It did work out for me, too. I feel you.
Exactly. What about this guy that Diddy see in him? And it was like, you know what?
Bro,
That's what I want to know.
Bro, look at him. He's completely unassuming. He's the perfect drug mule.
There you go. He had everything: the fentanyl, the pills, the coke. Yikes! Diddy was really doing some Jeff Epstein stuff.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories about Diddy for years. Diddy and R. Kelly.
I didn't know that Diddy and the Diddy and R. Kelly music video was shot on like the island itself, right?
That I don't know. I just know the wild stuff. Like Elvis, for instance. I don't know much of his music, but what Elvis did off stage was also wild. He was an inspiration for drug taking. Tip Tappa, let's get at her.
It doesn't say Jeffrey Epstein Island.
Now, what island was he on then? It was something kind of recent. I think I can find it.
How recent we talking? Because isn't R. Kelly been in jail for years?
It's a recent video that came out that they were talking about, like, hey, this was actually the island, not
Diddy
the fact
and Jay-Z.
Jay-Z was in the mix too? Oh, yeah, I saw the video where Diddy was hanging out with Justin Bieber, 14.
That's a weird video.
Even back in the day, that was weird. That was back when we had the pedo bear. Remember him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, it was Jay-Z, R. Kelly. The Fiesta video was shot on Jeffrey Epstein's St. James Island.
Oh! Woo!
Yeah, and that would make sense because this video is with just hundreds of bikini wearing women in the background. So yeah, it seems like they're doing a lot of business over there.
God damn. I wonder when that list will be released.
Never.
Well, we know Diddy and R. Kelly was on it now. We just gotta wait for people to expose themselves. No, they were fiestaing, apparently. They were not playing.
They might have got them tapes because that's why they didn't give him any advance notice.
Wait. What's the tape?
He was able to escape before they raided the home, so.
That's what I was wondering. He's like, he had a plane in Antigua, but he also had one in Florida, and that was the one he was at. It's like, man, I would have been gone.
He would have pulled a Wyclef Jean if he knew what was up. Didn't Wyclef hide in Haiti and now he's stuck there?
Yeah.
That was a bad call, Wyclef.
No, Wyclef's new rap name is Barbecue, so.
Oh! We're not going to get into that chat because of YouTube.
No, unacceptable.
That's all I'm saying. I read something where like Mexico's demanding $20 billion a year from America. Is that true, Decoy?
I heard something about that because the damage we're causing due to our immigration issues, and they won't take any of the migrants back, but they demand that we invest in like South America and them to help their country to stop immigration. It's all nonsense. Like it's just the Mexican president not holding ransom, maybe blackmailing Joe Biden during an election year to try to like fleece him for some tax dollars.
Oh, man. If only we had a president that knew where he was. Yeah, I got to say this about Trump. All right. And I know it's going to piss some people off, but Donald Trump, he's out there. He's rigging golf games to make himself the winner. And people are like, look how pathetic Trump is. And I'm like, this dude is cognizant enough to rig a game in his favor. The guy we got in charge don't know where he is. He's eating ice cream like a lost puppy. Why are we pretending this is a flex? God damn it.
People are so mad that his True Social now is like a $5 billion company on paper.
They made it $5 billion by like trying to dunk on it, the dumbasses.
I know.
And
it
for
just
not
shot.
buying
It's like,
into it.
hey, I'm gonna see exactly how much it is right now. I think it's in the 70s.
No, it's dropping, bro. It's at 50 something.
Oh.
The time to make your money has come and gone. It's going down now. We need Biden's intern to make another tweet dunking on it to get some cash out of that. So chop, intern. I'm capitalizing off the Rome burning. Fuck it. By the way, we are not financial advisors. Yes. Do not try and meme stock with me and lose your money. Show up next stream. Itsagundum, you stupid motherfucker. You had me invest in True Social and I lost my shirt. And I'll be like, you got to know when to jump, dog. All right.
Close today, 66.
All right, so it went up a little. Should have got in. Ugh, feels like Nvidia. I should have kept my stocks when it's at 200.
16.
Damn.
Remember, I like bought the True Social by mistake when it first dropped in 2020. I was like, yo, there's this new thing on the market. It's blowing up. I'm making a little money. And you're like, that's True Social. That's Donald Trump's thing. I'm like, oh, shit. And then it dropped like a stone and I lost cash and I like jumped out like a bitch.
He always misses. I've been telling him to get Bitcoin ever since like, what was it, 2022?
New York had me locked out.
Yeah, they did do that to you. They had you locked up.
New York was the only state that did that. The only state that stopped you from buying Bitcoin because they wanted to figure out how to tax it. Fuck you, New York government. Fuck you.
Speaking of Tim Pool, he actually had a really good clip that I watched about women calling for war in Ukraine. And
what?
Yeah, check this out.
I'm a piss
Overwhelmingly,
myself.
it is women supporting the war in Ukraine, which is fascinating. And what I mean by that is
because they're getting death benefits.
I'm particularly extrapolating the data, but women vote Democrat at a very, very high rate relative to men. Certainly men do vote Democrat too, but I believe Pew Research a couple of years ago, it's like 55% of men vote Republican, 45 Democrat. Among women, it's like 70%. So there's a higher proportion of women who are voting in favor of Democrat policy, which sends our money to war and conflict and combat, pushing us towards World War III, in which they have no material obligation to their lives the way men do with the draft. So I take particular offense to this, but to go back to what you were saying, I don't know if you saw the video. Someone did a Man on the Street where they go around asking men, do men need women? All the men say, yes, of course.
We use that on Access Vegas.
They ask the women, do women need men? They all say no. And so my point about war is many of these women, 70% voting Democrat, are pushing us towards a massive war, where as soon as the war breaks out, they immediately turn around and beg the men to save their lives.
Not me. I already got a place picked out in Argentina. Jesus. I'm not dying for this. You got another thing coming. I'm living.
It's sad how many military families are now saying, okay, we don't want our kids. This is the last generation to be in the military. They're turning away from it. It's over.
Well, Decoy, are you not supporting the trans soldiers? Is that what you're saying? I'm
not going to anything to do with this military right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I hope there's no draft because I'm definitely leaving. I will be a draft dodger. You're getting it here first. Gundam will bail. I'm not going down for this.
No one can tell me why we're in a proxy war with Ukraine after 2 years. Like I hear some of my mother's friends when I go pick her up and have to take her out, they'll talk about the war in Ukraine and how they have to support Biden and we have to be at war with Ukraine. And I'm like, why? Why? What exactly are we gaining as a country by?
Let's go back to the war on poverty.
The war on drugs.
Now, let's not get too crazy. Daddy needs his vitamins. But yeah, I hear you, dude. My aunt's like that. She's like so like diehard Biden. I'm like, for what? You complain about the prices, everything in here. The man was in office within 2 years. We got 10 years of inflation. That alone should scare you. Not to mention all the other crazy shit going on now.
But the television doesn't tell them to panic about that, so they don't.
Oh, good point. Damn it.
Right. It's all January 6th.
Because the television tells them, oh, Bidenomics is thriving. The banana isn't 10 times what it used to be. You're just a bigot. So
you're right, Decoy. I forgot. I'm going far right. I need to send Dylan a love letter for penance. But for real, I'm definitely dodging a draft. I'm not going down for Dylan Mulvaney to get the Woman of the Year award. That's not what I'm fighting for. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's gotten pretty bad.
Everybody in chat's like, you're in trouble up to 40. What? That's illegal. I am against that.
Good. I'm out of the game. See y'all.
God damn it. God fucking damn it. I'm so sick of your beach going. You'll be like sending me stupid tweets while I'm in like the Ukraine. Hey, Gundam, just see what Keem said? And I'm like,
It's like, whoa, it's hot down here and you're shoveling snow.
The way I see it is the military draft. I'm just gonna get the cutoff when World War III starts. I'll serve in the U.S. military to fight the scary Putin man, and then after that's done, I'll be just young enough to serve in Korea's military when they draft me to fight in the space wars. So I'm probably the worst age during this.
You're
time
doubling up.
Yeah.
Oh well, you know. Thank
What
God.
what do you think about the TikTok ban?
I think it's terrible because whenever you have both the Republicans and the Democrats both unilaterally agreeing on something, it's not in the best interest of the American people. I think it gives them the president too many emergency powers to ban our free speech because he sees fit. So it's like, yeah, how is it that this bill was bad when Trump was in office, but it's good when Biden is in office?
Yeah,
I think it's a trap. It's just going to be used to control our speech online.
Yes. Sadly, it's sad when you have to kind of defend what I feel is a Chinese spyware.
And that's the thing is you don't want TikTok to be here, but that bill doesn't just ban TikTok.
We're so screwed. I better work on my Japanese some more.
Oh, Mandarin. That's who our overlords will be. So brush up on that first.
Fuck it. I'll just have to die. I give up. I'm too much of an objector and a rebel.
I mean,
Put
the bullet in me, Tang C.
I wanted to show you this real quick, Gundam.
Not
because
that
I
again.
didn't want to keep. I didn't want to keep Decoy.
I didn't care for that
much.
video.
You didn't like this was the Ricky Berwick video.
Ricky Berwick made it funny, but I'm not going to sit through that whole thing again.
Okay.
It's like this crippled black dude doing a dance in there, and then Ricky Berwick makes it funny by going, I didn't give Disney the rights to my life story and make me black. And I'm like, funny. Then I turn it right off.
Look at these dudes. Just because Chad knows I love cars and I hate seeing beautiful cars.
Isn't that a McLaren or something?
McLaren 720S destroyed by a couple of TikTokers.
He left his buddy inside it too, right?
Yeah,
no, his buddy was on the ground wailing.
Yeah, the buddy was on the ground. The other guy ran off. Let me see if I can get the video. Yeah, here it is.
Well, at least he didn't burn in the car like the dude from Fast and the Furious.
Jesus.
God damn, I wish I had enough money where I could just wreck a McLaren and run away.
And he has another one already.
Like the fact he could bail.
Fucking hell.
If that was me,
Pete Best just fucking walked off. Left his McLaren and walked off. Fucking hell. Hey, General, you good?
No, he's not.
Are you alright? No, I think. Aye, that's not trust, man. Shit. Fuck. General.
Bloody hell, mate. It's over.
This is an ad for PlayStation? Those graphics suck.
He's brown bread. He's buttered, as they say over in the pond. If that was me and I crashed my McLaren, I'd be on the ground crying.
Yeah. That has a new one already.
There's this new one.
God damn it. God, why can't it be me? What do I have to do to make this type of money? I'm ready to sell out. Yeah, what does he do? Decoy's got the right questions.
Yeah.
Pranks, goofy TikTok, IRL shit.
All right, Decoy, I got a pitch for you.
So he's basically like all those Instagram models that like they're a model, but they're actually in Dubai selling themselves. That's what I think.
Let's start doing prank videos, dude. Me and you. Get that hot friend of yours, and we'll just film me hitting on her or something. It's the unwanted advances prank. It'll be the new meta.
No, we'll be the rare like cautionary tale of like, oh, they tried to create a prank content channel and they got blasted by a guy from Texas or something. Like, it's not going to work out well for us. You have to be an asshole to get away with it forever.
I guess the podcast name Too Yellow to Be Crazy isn't going to work.
Here's the sad thing is everybody's like, oh my God, the lighting is making you so yellow. And I'm like, did you
I'm
guys
yellow
ever
too,
think
dude. That's why I made the joke.
I'm yellow? Like I'm just saying, like if I want to turn the lights cool, it still makes me yellow. Like here's the
You got
warm
that
light.
golden
I'm
brown. It's a
yellow.
lovely tone. The kids love it.
Haven't
you seen Shogun?
7,000K, I'm still yellow. Like there's nothing I can do about it. Like maybe I just have
Listen, Asians are in right now.
but I'm not the right type of Asian. I'm not like singing and dancing wearing makeup.
Funny rich Asians and Native Americans. There's your show right there.
There we go. But we're not rich yet. But whatever. The chat doesn't need to know that.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, we'll rent cars.
There you go.
It's all forming together. We're going to be so rich. I can smell it. Oh, my God.
I didn't want to keep Decoy any more than I told him it'd just be a couple hours. But
it has almost been 3. I forgot.
Yeah, what do you got? What do you got coming up?
Oh, I just had this.
Anything?
Not necessarily. Just if you haven't checked out the channel, give it a shot. Maybe you'll like it. I mean, it's not as well produced as Itsagundum's channel, but I cover some stuff that will probably be like for the same person that enjoys his things. I'm covering the video I'm about to make public right now is about all those ladies getting punched in New York City. It's insane what's happening, but it was definitely predictable.
Nice.
Sadly so. I was watching a migrant try and kidnap a girl in New York City, man.
Third world crimes, first world crisis.
Oh. And then if you say, I guess Democrats being in control, it isn't working out, people are like, he's gone right wing. He's lost himself down the alt-right pipeline.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, like everything has been terrible. We can't afford bread. Migrants are taking over the hotels, and I'm afraid to go out at night. But did you know Trump falsified some golf scores? Ooh, like that.
Uh-oh.
Bigot.
Whoa, that fucking animal. We can't let him in charge. He might do something bad.
Papers in the toilet.
Remember Biden had boxes of papers he left in a Corvette?
Yeah.
Next to his son.
And you know he didn't remember to lock the door.
Yeah.
Hunter probably rolled it up in a nice little straw and snorted some coke off the document.
Hey, Dad, are you using these papers from the DHS? Hunter, what's that snorting sound?
Yeah, it's been bad. I think that was a big red pill moment for me where the New York Post got deleted off of all social media websites for sharing laptop contents that were later on confirmed, but you weren't able to say they were confirmed, just that the feds were arresting the person that leaked it. And it's like, wait,
what?
If it's not real, how is that a crime?
That was such a pipeline, dude. They're like, it's not real. It's fake news. You're an idiot. Like, okay, the laptop's real, but there's nothing on it. You're like, okay. They're like, the laptop's real. There's something on it. It's not that big a deal. Then it goes even further. There's stuff on it. Not that big a deal. Yes, it is Hunter Biden with illegal guns and literally like counting the weight of his grams of vitamins with hookers. Hunter's living his best life. Bro looks like shit wearing like a scarf like he's Speed Racer. And he's posing in the mirror like he's Jesus with hookers hanging off of him. And they're like, avert your eyes. You're a bigot if you're looking at this. It was so wild. God, what a time to be alive.
I just remember seeing the text message chain between him and I don't know what you classify.
Oh, that too.
About asking for a woman, and they were like, not Asian. You can't have Asian. We have a former NBA wife. And I was like, wait, people really talk like this? This is nuts. But
he's like, no Asian because you're horny later when you're done. And I was like, Hunter, you animal.
It was crazy to know that these are the people that our tax dollars fund to protect.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to ban you for quoting Hunter Biden directly, Tim. That's bad.
Yeah, everybody in chats keeps on saying no yellow. That was the quote.
He's a wild animal.
Yeah.
But I made fun of a magpie bird and YouTube swoops in instantly.
Is what it is.
It's a nightmare. It's a never-ending nightmare.
Promoting hookers because they talked about a magpie bird. Wait, was that the magpie or was that something different?
No, I got hit for promoting prostitution for talking about the Twitch meta.
That's right.
God.
That was the literal quote from a YouTube worker.
And the one where they yeeted you because you were uploading your members only video to the same channel.
Yeah.
That was
I sat there and thought I got nailed for making fun of Gross Gore for saying he jerks off in the closet while his wife bangs another dude. Turns out it was me uploading my videos more than once.
Jesus.
I hate this platform. Please hire me. Rumble, for the love of God, I'm untapped potential. I'm this generation's Richard Pryor. You just don't know it yet.
Come on, Kick. We need that deal.
Well, that's the thing that I've been hearing. Like, I forgot who it was when I was researching Johnny Somali, but there was a person that has a Kick deal. It's like in the 5 figures per month, and all he gets is like 500 live stream viewers. Kick is like money laundering or something. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't care. Money laundered to my pocket.
They use the back end of it for their for stake. So
Yeah,
I know
the
a lot of
gambling
people
site.
like we watch a guy called Boss Man Jack, who's like a crackhead that's addicted to online gambling. Total shitbag. But he'll spend probably about I would say $50,000 to $60,000 a month on stake cash for him to sit there and lose, and he still gets paid money. But as soon as he gets paid money, he just blows it all on roulette wheels and dice rolls.
It's like watching DSP play WWE champions, but for real and live. That's what Phil should do. Bro, Dark Side Phil, listen. Yo, Snort Hogan, you out there? Quote this. Clip it, whatever. Duty, I know you're there. DSP, get on Kick and live stream yourself pulling Hogan's, bro. That's the move to make. The people are going to send you money to gamble. Just do it, Phil. This is it. This is the turnaround. This is the comeback you need. Oh, God, I'm so full of great ideas. Where's my liquor?
Well, it's been great talking with you, Decoy. I knew you'd be a great guest.
But we're ending the
great
show
content.
then?
Do what?
Are we ending the show since you're kicking my boy Decoy off? I'm going to get this guy to podcast.
You can stay through I got to do the super chats. We've got about 100 to go through.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
Hey,
oh
you
my
did a
God.
good job,
Okay,
man.
I see.
Got a good show, man.
I understand. Decoy, if you want to run, go for it, bro.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun. I feel like I've never spoken to either one of you guys ever before in my life, and I feel like we had some pretty good show. It's like hanging out with some of my boys. So appreciate the time on here, and look forward to being on in the future sometime.
Don't worry, I'll be in your DMs. We'll be talking normal shit.
Yeah,
You'll regret this day.
All right, appreciate it,
You'll
man.
be telling
And
your
thanks to everybody that
girlfriend.
sent in all those super huge super chats. Like I have a live stream. I get a $20 or $50 one every now and then, but I've never seen anything like this. So this was amazing just to kind of observe it. It was pretty cool.
Honest to God, I'm surprised it's here, Decoy. Like, I don't even
both
feel
surprised.
it's real. For me personally, I keep worrying that like Ashton Kutcher's going to come in here and he's going to be like, you got punked. Nobody gave you shit, you idiot.
The first stream, we got like a big donation. He was like, they're going to charge that back. They're going to charge that back. And I'm like, bro, it's good. This YouTube stream is good. Don't worry about
I'm waiting for the hammer to fall.
Because I don't think they can charge back on
No.
YouTube. On Twitch, they get charged back all the time, right?
Yeah, they if you buy the bits, you can't get charged back on that. Same way when you buy like a super chat, you're actually buying like a digital product. Now, if you were to donate by either Streamlabs or PayPal, then they could go to those payment processors and hold and refund that. Then you just have to like fight them. But
Yeah, people do that all the time to me. I don't really see it. It happens to Darkside Phil. He has a meltdown. I love it.
Here's the thing: is like you cover Darkside Phil, and I just use him as like a mental image of like what
not to do.
Exactly. Because it's so sad because like I could easily see myself getting big on YouTube and then not handling it well, and all of a sudden just going this downward spiral of just being bitter that you're not succeeding, so people don't want to watch you, get more bitter because you're not succeeding, and just this downward spiral of just being a meme at this point in time, and
having to beg every day for your daily bread.
Before you know it,
Every
you're on
single
vacation
day.
in Australia, worried about koalas stealing your Gucci watch. You know,
Is that
it's a
true?
slippery slope, dude. It could happen to us all.
Jesus Christ.
I only got 13,000 viewers. What the hell?
Dude, the stream we did with Fred almost hit 10, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I know.
I wholeheartedly think that at some point in time there's going to be a behind the music, but a behind the streamers, and it's
Behind
going to
the
be hosted by
YouTuber.
you.
Shit, we might need to produce that. That's a great idea.
Let's do it. How
Because
much
all
you-
those online drama accounts, who's that guy? Sonny V2. All he does is just talk about your demise. Like, if you can make it through life on the internet and Sonny V2 doesn't do a video about you, you've succeeded.
Oh yeah,
it's coming for me.
Yeah,
I already know how I'm going down.
What is the title? How it's a Gundam.
I'm gonna go out like Hunter Biden. Like
Oh,
I'm gonna
God.
be in a bed with hookers, covered in narcotics, just dead, fat, and bloated. And they'll be like, "He really fell off at the end."
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
What? I can't say that.
No, you're good on that one.
Oh, thank God. I need someone here
yeah.
to make sure I don't go off the edge.
Jesus Christ.
The train conductor over here.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys. If you hopefully if you watch, check out my channel, you get to see this one I got cooking up right now. I think it's one of my better videos because it really goes in on the absurdity of New York City. So again, thanks for having me on, and I will talk to you guys later on.
I will see you soon, Decoy.
We'll see you soon. This is a good dude.